Hey guys, hope you're having a great spring break or will have a great spring break 'cause it's only Monday. Today I wanted to talk about the three movies that we were assigned to watch. Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2, and the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Kill Bill Volume 1. So basically, it's about this woman who she's the Black Mamba, the bride, and she wakes up from a 4 year coma. And she was supposed to have a baby, and like obviously she's been in a coma for all this time. Like she doesn't have the baby, so she's very upset, and she knows why. So then it shows like a flashback of like her old past life where she was part of this deadly Viper assassination squad where she was like a killer and she was like one of the most dangerous ones, and her boss, which is Bill, um she gets pregnant with him, and then when she realizes that she's going to be a mother, she wants to leave like her killing life behind, her assassination, and she just wants to get remarried, and so she moves to Texas, and she's gonna get married, and at the wedding rehearsal to another guy, not Bill. And then at the wedding rehearsal, Bill and the rest of the deadly Viper assassination squad comes and they kill everybody so that there's no witnesses, but they didn't actually kill everybody because she's still alive. She's in a coma for 4 years. So when she wakes up, she's like, I want to get some revenge on these people. Like, this isn't fair. Like, where's my child? Like, I lost 4 years of my life, all that. So I want to go ahead and talk about the myth. So the myth would be the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad because, it's not real. And everybody in it. So we have O-Ren Ishii, Renita Green, Bud, L Driver, and of course Bill. Also, the rebirth of Black Mamba, or the bride, because she is waking up from her 4 years in a coma and she's a different person than she was before. So it's like a rebirth. And then the ritual would be kind of the plot of the story in general. So just kind of like the bride escaping her life, and after she finds out that she's pregnant, and starting over, getting married to somebody else, and then of course Bill being like really jealous, and with the Viper squad the deadly Viper assassination squad going to kill everyone there because he's jealous that she's getting remarried and that she left them, and then the bride seeking revenge is also a ritual because it's usually what happens in those movies. She's not gonna sit there and just let them take her child and take 4 years of her life and all that. And so the cinematography, the costumes, the sword, the flashbacks, Uma Thurman is the actor, very cool. The fighting, and then the quote, "Revenge is best served cold." Okay, so that was for Kill Bill Volume 1. Now let's look into Kill Bill Volume 2. Okay, so we have the myths in Kill Bill 2 is just her going to finish off killing who's left, and continuing her hero's journey in a way, to seek her revenge and all that. Okay, so the myths here would be Pai Mei, which is that he lives on the mountain, the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, the removal of L's eye, and the sacredness of the swords. Okay, and then the ritual would be the sacred art and practice of martial arts. Beatrix, we find out in Kill Bill Volume 2 that the bride, or the Black Mamba, her real name is Beatrix. So Beatrix walking the 1,000 steps in order to reach Jaime, which is it's very cliche, very ironic, like 1,000 exact steps. Beatrix breaking the wooden plank, and the wedding scene, because um, that's why this is happening in the first place. So it's ritualistic. And then cinematography, it's similar to the other one, the suspenseful music, the flashbacks to better understand what's going on in the moment due to the event that has occurred in the past, and um, something that really struck out to me was Elle's eye being squished by Beatrix's toe. That personally made me be like, like, because I hate that type of stuff. So I wasn't expecting it. It was already enough that her eye came out of her face. And, like, although it doesn't show it that much, I was just kind of like, oh. And then, like, I kept watching after because she was just rolling on the floor in that scene. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, it's over. And then Beatrix gets the toe, throws it, and like squashes it, and then in between her toes, like the mush of the eyeball comes out. So I was like, oh my god. So that was that. I just freaked out with that. And then for the 36th chamber of Shaolin, we have the myth, which is the ancient scrolls, the hero's journey, and the 36 chambers. And then the ritual is the use of kung fu for revenge and liberation of the people who have been oppressed by the Manchu government. The rebellion against the Manchu government is also ritualistic. And then we have the character Sante, who's formerly known as Yude, and he, like, at first the monks are kind of like, we don't know about you, like they're kind of like looking down on him, whatever. And then he like proves to the monks that he's like better than the other students and that he's like worthy. And then throughout the movie, he like learns from his mistakes, and he comes back stronger with each thing he does. And at the end, Sante is victorious, and for cinematography, the music throughout the fights definitely makes it more serious and intense. The use of zooming in, it also makes it more serious and intense, and it like kind of like makes it more drastic, like why, like what effect it's having on that specific character. Like it helps you better to see the facial expressions. Um, and the use of costumes, obviously it's a martial arts movie, and the costumes are important. And then there was a question asked about what we think the appeal of martial what do we think the appeal of martial arts films are. And I think martial arts films appeal to the general public because they look rebellious. They invoke a sense of thrill into the audience, primarily, and watching movies with martial arts fighting scenes leave the watchers at the edge of their seats. For the most part, someone who claims to dislike such things, like such as a martial arts film, can find value in these types of movies because the plots and themes vary and are usually about fighting for justice, the hero's journey, and these types of movies, they typically have nice endings where the hero like accomplishes some sort of goal, and that's generally like what's favored by audiences no matter what. That's usually what movies entail, like the character, the hero's journey, fighting for what's right, just kind of like an emotional appeal. So